This is Pat Curran for the Real Football Network, and we're wrapping up week 4 in the National Football League, and I've had just about enough of watching the way we're playing football, and it's all because of the way we practice. I talk to a lot of coaches every week. They feel the same way, but they're not going to say it. They're inside the CBA, but I can say it. I can talk about the things I'm observing going on here, and if we don't rectify our practice habits, things are going to get worse. Let's talk about penalties. Penalties last year took a jump. It was another year where we weren't practicing very hard. Now they're in the same thing. Did you notice today the Giant game, the Giant Buffalo game, 28 penalties? 28 penalties. That is a record for penalties in a game. Over in England, the Jets are playing the Miami Dolphins. We're trying to showcase our sport to Europe. We have 23 penalties. 23 times the game stops. The English already think the game stops too many times for the huddles. Now we're stopping the game that many times. We got to get the penalties under control. But if you don't practice fast, guess what happens in a game? You start to do things. You're grabbing players. You're holding on to guys. You're doing things because you can't adjust to the speed of the game because we don't practice the game at game speed anymore. The next thing that's happening, injuries, all right? We're getting a lot of injuries. I can't remember the last time I saw 8 left tackles on an injury report. We had about 4 or 5 of them couldn't even play today. We had the rest of them limping onto the field, not 100%. Guess what happens to offensive linemen when they don't have all that practice time against pure pass rushers? They used to take a lot of reps. I worked with offensive linemen. We would get 8 to 10 reps on a Wednesday, 8 to 10 reps on a Thursday, another 5 on a Friday to tune it up. They're not getting any of those anymore. And so injuries are coming from that. The next thing is the running game. Right now in the National Football League, we average under 4 yards a carry after a month of football. A month of football. We're under 4 yards a carry. 16 teams right now are under 4 yards, and that's what drags it all down. We have 3 teams that are under 3 yards a carry. That's because there's no more 9-on-7. We used to have a drill called 9-on-7. It was a run period in full pads, and we did it on Wednesdays and a little bit on Thursdays. But we got off the ball, the defense that we were running, and we ran the ball. And guess what? We don't do it anymore. We don't do enough of it. And soon we're going to be out of pads completely. So how's the running game going to get better? Oh, it'll get better. You want to know why? Because the tackling's so bad. Because we never practice tackling in practice. We've got to pay attention to these things. This is a game that's built on really coordination of 11 people at once in a very physical, active way. And we don't practice that way, and we don't meet with them enough. I don't want to see the game start to slip here, but I'm already have warning signs that we're not in a good place. Take a look at your football. Take a look at what you're watching and ask yourself, is this the same game I watched 10 years ago? Not really. Anyway, keep talking about it. We'll get something done. This is Pat Curran for the Real Football Network.